Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton is reaching out to millennial voters as part of a new sit-down interview with award-winning actress Lena Dunham, the star and creator of the HBO series Girls. She's also a vocal Clinton supporter. In one of the clips that has been released, Dunham asks Clinton whether she identifies herself as a feminist. Listen.
I think the question on every Lenny's reader's lips is, do you consider yourself a feminist?
Yes, absolutely. You know, I'm always a little bit puzzled when any woman of whatever age, but particularly a young woman, says something like, and you've heard it, something like, well, I believe in equal rights, but I'm not a feminist. Well, a feminist is by definition someone who believes in equal rights. I'm hoping that people will not be afraid to say, that doesn't mean you hate men. It doesn't mean that you want to separate out the world so that you're not, you know, part of ordinary life. That's not what it means at all. It just means that we believe women have the same rights as men, politically, culturally, socially, economically. That's what it means.
That's one part of the conversation. Lena Dunham is joining me right now by phone. Lena, thank you so much for jumping on the phone to discuss this.
Thank you for having me. We're really, really excited about the interview, and it's an honor.
Thank you so much for joining us. So I understand, as I read, that you taped this interview earlier this month. Tell us, how did this interview come about?
This interview came about, I have been an active Clinton supporter for a long time, and I have been very excited, obviously, by the fact that she's running, by the fact that her campaign headquarters are in my own borough, Girls' Own Borough, Brooklyn. Right. And so I paid a visit to the campaign headquarters and talked about this new project that my creative partner, Jenny Connor, and I have launched, LennyLetter.com, and they were kind enough to grant us access to Hillary for the first issue of our newsletter, which comes out on September 29th.
So tell me more about what you hit on. Obviously, you've given everyone kind of a taste, a little clip of what you guys discussed. You touched on the idea of feminism. What other topics did you discuss?
Well, it was really important to us to ask Hillary about topics that are important to our Lenny readership, and those range from college debt to spreading the vote to reproductive rights and justice, to getting out the vote, to reproductive rights and justice, to police brutality, and also really trying to get to know Hillary as a person and to humanize her and to show young women that she was also at one point, you know, a woman at a crossroads, young, confused, and she wasn't always the sort of political titan figure that she presents as today.
It's really interesting that you say that, because that was one of the things I wanted to ask you about, Lena. I mean, this interview is seen as part of a move by Hillary Clinton and her campaign to appeal to younger female voters, something that you are wildly successful at targeting, that kind of an audience. Why do you think, you talk about humanizing her and making her, showing us maybe a softer side of her, which is something the campaign's doing. Why do you think she's struggled to excite that generation that you have such a connection with through your work?
Well, I do think that millennials have an interest in meeting a wide-ranging and fresh set of candidates, and that, well, Hillary does have a connection to a previous presidential decade, she actually has something very modern and very fresh to bring to us. But really what we wanted was just to present Hillary, outside of being a presidential candidate, as a feminist role model, as someone who represents so much of what is interesting and challenging and unique about being a woman in America at this time. And I do think we expect really different things in terms of likability from our female candidates than we do from our male candidates, and that's a longer conversation for another time, which is why sometimes when people use terms like, we want her to get her act warm or to act likable or to act relatable, those are frustrating terms to me because they seem really gendered and like different language than we might apply to a male candidate.
Yeah, I mean, we do hear, I mean, there was a lot of conversations that even her own campaign was talking about. They're going to present more heart and more humor from Hillary. So it is something we know that they have struggled with. I mean, I'm sure you're going to say I'm not going to give advice, but I would actually love to hear how you would advise Hillary Clinton in terms of how to connect with that kind of an audience, because you are so successful at drawing that younger, especially female viewer or voter. That demographic, you're very successful at drawing them to your work. What advice would you give Hillary Clinton?
Well, thank you so much for that compliment. But, you know, I really felt that in our time with Hillary, what she was able to express to us was a really great mix of honesty and candor about issues that are important to women and people of my generation, and also vulnerability and really making it clear that she is not superhuman, that she's someone who has had the range of experiences that all millennial women are currently struggling with. And so I thought she did a wonderful job, and I know everyone in the room was impressed and moved by the interview, and it was an honor for us.
I also read that the comedian, and really I kind of call her the woman having quite her moment right now, Amy Schumer. She also makes a cameo in this, in your interview. Can you clue us into how that plays out? Give us something. Give us some little bit of color here.
Amy Schumer does make a cameo. We're very, very excited to debut that, and it came about really organically. Amy is a close friend of Jenny and mine, and we consider her sort of, a sister in arms. And the night before we were going to do a sketch, I texted her and I said, "Are you by any chance a Hillary girl?" And she said, "I am indeed, and I'll be there at 10 a.m. Came here in makeup ready, I might add.
Wait, so this wasn't necessarily pre-planned. You're just texting with a friend the night before, and she shows up and makes a cameo in your interview.
Exactly, 100%. And that's, just gives you a sense of how supportive women in comedy are of each other at this moment in history.
All right, so then you can give me your cell phone number. I'll text you so we can then coordinate so I can show up to make a cameo on Girls sometime. That might be fun. We can discuss it later.
That sounds ideal.
Just consider it. You can mull it over later. I do want to get your take, though, Lena. Of course, obviously, we're talking about you've been an early and vocal supporter of Hillary Clinton this election. You've also campaigned in the past for President Obama and Joe Biden. Give me your sense. What do you think about the prospect? You've got Hillary in the race, but also the prospect of Vice President Biden possibly jumping in.
I've loved every moment of supporting President Obama. I'm so grateful for what I think for the strides I feel that he's made for this country. And I have for a long time felt like it was an exciting time for a woman with Hillary's experience and authority to step to the forefront.
Lena Dunham, great to have you jump on the phone. Thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And for all of our viewers, I know Lena was talking about it, the conversation between Hillary Clinton and Lena that will be featured on Dunham's new newsletter, her new project, essentially. It's called LennyLetters.com. That's going to launch Tuesday, September 29th. Lena, thanks so much for joining us.